Oh my god.
Welcome back to the Broken Wrist podcast.
Broken Wrist podcast. He's got a bad wrist. I got my shoulder shit.
Bad shoulder?
As usual.
Just hurry up and break it already. Join the club.
Never broken anything.
Yeah, neither had I.
Really? That's your first crack?
Yeah, no, I've never. I played 9 years of football. I never got a concussion or broke anything. I play 8 years of lacrosse, and the reason I break something is because I accidentally fell on it.
Of course. We're spooky mode already.
You feel? He feels.
Yeah. Sure. About homing ability and homesickness.
Homey sickness.
If you interpret homing ability in a broad sense, you can say that most animals have a homing ability.
Throw your bone here. There you go. Let me hold on. Wait. No. Okay. Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can cut all that.
Yep.
It's the same with humans. We like to sleep, rest, and eat in a place where we feel comfortable, namely our homes. Your home is to you what nests are to animals. Therefore, we can say that humans have a homing ability as well. First of all, why do animals need nests? The answer is the same as for humans. Sleeping, resting, and eating are the essential actions for survival. At the same time, those actions leave one defenseless as well. That's why you need a safe area where you can be defenseless.
You think he'll take that into account when he does Silent Hill?
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I've not played any Silent Hill to be able to comment.
I don't even think there's safe houses in
I
Silent Hill.
almost got that. Almost
Came so close.
I came so close to getting the Badoop out. Everybody knows that not having this safe area results in a high level of stress. When you move an animal to a new environment, it naturally becomes stressed. When you force a person to live in a foreign land where they aren't comfortable, they become greatly stressed as well. Everybody also knows that this kind of stress is called homesickness. The Japanese don't know much about homesickness. We defined it as a mental weakness, and we neglected to treat it for a long period of time. However, homesickness has a very long history. In Europe's Middle Ages, people believed that it wasn't a mental, but rather a physical disease. People also believed that, out of everyone, the Swiss got the disease the most.
You know, I wish I had a PowerPoint clicker.
You know, the little mouse thing I was talking about 2 years ago?
Yeah, that just clicked through.
The Swiss, you see, were known to be an ethnic group that worked away from home in that era. Worked away from home in that era means mercenaries, by the way.
Yeah.
For anybody who...
Yeah, for the medieval ages.
Yeah.
We only had remote jobs, home jobs. You could only work from home in the Middle Ages.
They lived far away from their homes. There were no telephones at that time, so they couldn't even hear the family's voices for ages and ages. It's easy to imagine that the young Swiss workers got homesick while working in a strange land. Working and workers mean soldiers and
Killing.
These Swiss who got homesick wanted to go home, but they couldn't because of their jobs. The conflict made them weak physically and mentally. Some of them went crazy and tried to escape from the reality by committing suicide or running away. The Swiss at the same time were very superstitious, and many folk remedies and occult-like treatments to prevent the homesickness went around. Since going home was the only treatment, they must have called it a fatal disease. But it isn't really one, of course. Specifically, homesickness is a sign of that human homing instinct. Your brain desires to go back to your safe area, namely your home. At first, your brain makes you remember the happy memories of your home, and it urges you to go home in a natural way. But when reason stops you from achieving your desire, your brain starts sending unnatural signals to your body. As a result, your body gets weak, and that makes it more difficult for you to live in a strange land. In the end, you have to bend reason in order to achieve your desire to go home. So, homesickness was born from our homing instincts. And the stronger one's homing instinct is, the stronger their homesickness. The strength of that homing instinct varies from individual to individual and depends on the environment in which those individuals live. When your home is safe and the environment you live in is dangerous, your homing instinct grows stronger. On the other hand, when the environment you live in is safer than your homing instinct becomes very weak. Safety isn't the only element that affects its strength. Cultural aspects affect it too. The many customs demanding families to return home for major events varies with each region, so your birthplace's culture also alters the strength of your homing instinct. Among those regions, the transcendents of Onikafuchi village were believed to have an excessively strong homing instinct.
I completely forgot we were reading Higurashi for a bit.
Yeah, I know.
I got so immersed into just this Wikipedia article that I forgot what even the point of this was. Because I was sitting here and I was like, why are we talking about this? I'm like, are we reading a tip? And I was like, oh yeah, we're talking about it because of like Rina and all that shit. Okay, all right, yeah, maybe it explains like the curse or whatever, but I'm listening to the Wikipedia audiobook right now. Like, so fucking goofy.
I know I've been reading this, but what do you think this is from?
Oh, it's Takano type beat. It's Takano type beat for sure. It's actually a Reina type beat.
Reina?
Arena?
I
accidentally hit the button.
The people of Onikafuchi forbade their fellows from ever leaving. Many believed this was the effect of the elitism and sense of purity I already mentioned before. People today still strongly believe that Oyashiro-sama puts his curse on you if you break his rule and abandon the village. This superstition can be interpreted as homesickness. Drooling all over the damn place.
The drooler today.
If homesickness is directly proportional to one's homing instinct, then the exaggerated expression curse would signify that homesickness and also their homing instinct. I can assume that they hate the outside world and created an insular society precisely because their powerful homing ability.
Society calls me gay.
Unfortunately, there's no way to measure the strength of the homing ability that primitive people of Onikafuchi had. It was so strongly forbidden to leave the village that nobody left long enough to get homesick. However, in the Meiji era, things changed. The sacredness of Onikafuchi dwindled with the efforts of modernization. Many young people started longing for city life, and some people were forced to leave the village to get a job. As a result, villagers started venturing outside the village borders. That was when the transcendents of Onikafuchi realized how strong their homing ability was for the first time. The residents of Hinamizawa got extremely homesick. After a while, people started calling this homesickness the curse of Oyashiro-sama. It became rumored that a person who left the village to get a job in a strange land was cursed, that he went crazy and died, and people who had left the village started coming back to either it or the nearby town. Their homesickness and their homing ability were very strong because of their culture. It's reasonable to think that these were cultivated by the unique religion in Hinamizawa, namely the cult of Oyashiro-sama. From the moment they were born, they were taught the rules of Oyashiro-sama. They must have felt guilty about leaving the village unconsciously. As a result, they considered their homesickness to be a curse of Oyashiro-sama. I'm not sure if their homesickness got stronger because of the rules of Oyashiro-sama, or if they made the rules of Oyashiro-sama because their homesickness got stronger. I don't know which came first.
The chicken or the egg?
Mm-hmm. I got tired of reading such small print and lay down on the floor on my back.
I forgot this is a Rena game.
He forgot.
I'm sorry, I was so immersed in the homesickness lecture, I forgot what we were doing here.
Yeah.
That's gonna sound good on the mic. Interesting. I really feel like you're supposed to go over like this.
Mm-hmm.
Does that look better than this?
Yeah.
This looks like
It's
how
like-
it's
I mean,
supposed to go.
You're not trying to hold your thumb open.
No. I think it's like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. My bad. My bad.
The true identity of the curse of Oyashiro-sama is homesickness? Mio-san believed my story, and she let me read these scrapbooks. That's why I expected to find something interesting. But what it's saying is that the answer to it all is homesickness. What it's saying is the answer to it all is homesickness, which many doctors told me so many times at counseling. I'm a little upset. The word homesickness can't explain the extraordinary experience I had. I saw Oyashiro come down to me from a bright light in the bathroom. I saw the dusky red nasty maggots come out of my blood vessels. This scrapbook doesn't explain any of that. I don't understand how Mio-san was going to explain the cloud of maggots. Maybe she didn't have any explanation for Fuck. Why is Rena fucking me up?
He's not ready to be Southern today.
Maybe she didn't have any explanation of that to begin with. Was it just a delusion? I flipped through one of the other scrapbooks Mio-san let me borrow, looking for an explanation of the maggots I saw. Then I found it. The exact title I was looking for. About maggots and the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
How does she know?
I love this music so much.
This
It's such
is-
good atmosphere.
This is good ass music. How dare you?
Never happened.
You just cut it out.
In the Meiji era, a group of villagers were on their way back to Hinamizawa, and they started discussing a rumor about a weird disease. They said that maggots started crawling out of the wounds of a person who left Hinamizawa, and that the maggots ate the person's body from the inside. The Shinto priest of the Furude shrine at the time explained that the weird disease was a sign of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. According to tradition, the Shinto priest showed the villagers an ancient scroll, and he told them that the story of the maggots had been passed down through the ages. Interesting context that Rena is not the first.
That this is not a Rena delusion. And that this is a consistent...
Rena exclusive delusion.
Yeah, that this is a consistent... Well, I mean, we kind of knew that with Tomatake, right?
Right, because he clawed his throat out.
Yeah, and then the same thing with Keiichi. But this is interesting.
We never heard anything about maggots from Keiji, but he did claw his throat out.
Yeah, but we could assume.
This is what the scroll said. The world where the demons come from must be interpreted as the land of death. And the demons in that land of death had to live their lives while being eaten by maggots. The villagers who are of the demon's blood had nothing to worry about as long as they lived in Hinamizawa under the protection of Oyashiro-sama. But once they left Hinamizawa, abandoning that protection, the maggots that had been sleeping in the blood of the demons would start to awaken, and they'd eat the bodies from the inside out. This maggot disease scared the villagers for a while, and they asked the shrine to provide them with protective talismans whenever they had to leave the village on business. This is interesting, as it's similar to the way homesickness was dealt with by the Swiss in the Middle Ages.
Weird.
After the war started, the delusion of the maggot disease faded away, but there remained a custom to send talismans to families that lived away from Hinamizawa. The talismans had the word maggot on them. The most interesting part about all of this is that the residents of Hinamizawa didn't know about the maggot disease until the rumors began. I thought that their unconscious worship made those people think of homesickness. I thought that their unconscious worship made these people think of homesickness as a curse. So this case of the previously unknown maggot disease directly contradicted the research I had done so far. It's natural to think that the group of people who were on their way back to the village were lost in a mass delusion because they strongly believed in the curse, and that the Shinto priests took advantage of their state of panic to instill a deeper faith in them. But I'm not fully convinced that it was merely a coincidence that this mass delusion matched with the story in the old picture scroll. I wonder if it's possible to see maggots in a wound without having the prerequisite knowledge when a person is cursed by Oyoshiro-sama. I wish Oyoshiro-sama would put his curse on someone I could study. I'd love to see those maggots coming out of someone.
Tomatake?
I felt as if Mio-san was here and making that request of me. I remember when she gave me the scrapbooks, she said that I might be the only one who could understand them. I felt good for just a moment, because I found out that the maggots want a delusion. But at the same time, it destroyed my excuse that it was a delusion. The maggots weren't a delusion, they were there. All of a sudden, my wrists, elbows, inner thighs, and neck started itching. I felt the urge to cut open a blood vessel, but I quietly held it down. I remember that Mio-san looked very serious when I talked about the maggots. She must have thought it was creepy. But so did I. While I was crying because nobody believed me, a part of me didn't want to believe that my body was filled with those creepy things. I think part of me wanted to believe that it was a delusion, but now I know it wasn't. It wasn't a delusion. There are some people who had the same experience. Maggots in the demon's blood will awaken when you lose the protection of Oyoshiro-sama. In other words, they may not awaken under the protection of Oyoshiro-sama, but all the villagers still had the maggots in them without knowing it. People of the demon's blood are people who have the creepy maggots in their bodies.
Is this where the "there's aliens in my blood" joke is coming from?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It sounds like there's aliens in her blood. Rina, I believe Ryugu.
Rina, I believe. I tried not to jump to conclusions and flip the pages again. I unconsciously looked for something related to maggots. About parasites and the control of the host. The maggot disease made me think about something. Is it possible to say that the extremely strong homesickness of Hinamizawa was an infectious disease caused by some kind of parasite? I'm not trying to connect the maggots they saw with parasites. I'm trying to think of the possibility that their culture, their religion, might be associated with an infectious disease. Many infectious diseases are caused unintentionally by parasites. The parasite's host is literally its home. It wants to live within the host's body for as long as it can. The best way to do that is to coexist with the host without the host knowing it. But some parasites try to control their hosts and use them for prosperity. For example, some parasites have the ability to control the hosts in order to force them to be eaten by a superior host. A typical example is the Dicrocolium dendriticum?
Sure.
Dendriticum. As it uses snails or ants as intermediate hosts, and it forces them to move to the upper side of vegetation so that it's easier for a superior host to consume it. That's like the snail that's in Chainsaw Man OP. That's what I think that's the one they're talking about.
Yeah, no, it is.
One parasite that controls more complicated animals is called Toxoplasma gondii. It uses mice as intermediate hosts, with the superior host being cats. This parasite makes a mouse lose its fear of cats in order to decrease its chance of getting eaten, so that the parasite can live within the cat instead. There are parasites that choose hosts at random. The rabies virus is commonly known for that. It lives and breathes in the brain of a host, and it moves into a host's saliva through the salivary glands.
I didn't know that rabies was a parasite.
It's a virus, but it's a parasitic virus.
Okay, all right. See, that's fair. See, I take it back.
Mm-hmm. It makes the host extremely aggressive in order to make it bite things randomly, so that it in turn can move into other hosts through the saliva. That's what rabies does. Many parasites have a similar ability to control hosts to their benefit. The example I used above are about parasites that move into other hosts to prosper. But I think there must be some kind of parasites that control its host in order to have a comfortable environment in which to live. I want to try to connect this theory to the abnormal homing ability and homesickness of the Onikafuchi residents. Let's say there's some kind of parasite that exists in Hinamizawa, and it lives within all the villagers' bodies. For the parasite, Hinamizawa is the most comfortable environment to live in, so it gives the hosts a strong homing ability in order to make them stay in Hinamizawa. Furthermore, it causes the hosts to get homesick whenever they ignore this homing ability and try to leave. Parasites need hosts in which to live. It's convenient for them if their hosts build a community in the environment where it feels comfortable. This theory makes it easier for me to explain the mysteries I described earlier. The Transcendents of Onikafuchi knew about the existence of this parasite. They knew that, as hosts of the parasites, they couldn't live outside of the village. That's why they created a culture and rules that prohibited contact with the outside world. It also explains why people acted so abnormal during the dam conflict. So, the demons that came out of the swamp in the legend of Higurashi can be interpreted as the mass spread of the parasite. The story about the demons attacking the villagers must be a metaphor for the behavior of the infected villagers who were controlled by the parasite. This theory is too crazy. I should have just laughed about it. But I felt bad for Mio-san, so I decided not to.
Yeah, but Mio's kind of cooking. I'm not gonna lie, she's kind of cooking.
Hinamizawa is controlled by a parasite? It could use that theory to explain how the maggots came out of me. I felt a little bit dizzy. I was so confused, and a part of me thought it was ridiculous. And another part of me thought it was more convincing than any curse. But Mio-san was probably erased because she wrote these scrapbooks. If so, the contents of these scrapbooks must be something that they can't ignore. They try to get all of her scrapbooks and consign them to oblivion. What if they notice some of her scrapbooks are missing? I felt a chill running through my spine. I have to keep it a secret that I have these scrapbooks. And I have to try to understand more about their contents. I remember Mio-san told me that the three families are behind the series of mysterious deaths, and that they're trying to resurrect the cult of Oyashiro-sama. According to the theory I just read, the parasite must be trying to maintain the current environment of Hinamizawa. The healthiest environment for it is a completely closed village, just like the primitive Onikafuchi. It must be very comfortable for the parasite if no host goes outside the village. They don't even like that the villagers often leave the village to go shopping. That means the parasite would try to goad hosts into resurrecting the cult of Oyashiro-sama. I remember there was an article in the scrapbook that the demon's blood runs thickest in the three families. Does that mean that they have a larger amount of the parasite in them than any other villagers, and that they're under its control?
Yeah.
The three families seem to be planning to bring the village back to the Onikafuchi era. Reviving the Watanagashi festival after the dam conflict can be interpreted as the desire to revive the faith and that had started. Fuck me. It's just a long sentence. Reviving the Watanagashi festival after the dam conflict can be interpreted as their desire to revive the faith that had started to fade away in the Meiji era.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain why they killed Rika.
Yeah.
Or that the Sonozaki family is not responsible for anything.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that all of Mio's research and everything is the bias under that the three families are evil and that the Sonozakis are evil.
Mm-hmm.
When the Sonozakis aren't evil.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of her research... I think she's cooking with, like, the parasite thing, but I don't think Rena's cooking with,
being mind controlled to revive the cult of Oyashiro-sama.
Yeah, it's a little much. I definitely think that Mio is onto something, though, with, like, parasites.
She could be. I mean, they do live by a swamp. It is a swamp, Onikafuchi swamp.
Goofy ass swamp creatures.
Onigafu. Goofy. Onigafui.
Oni aha gafui.
Shut up. The three families, especially the Sonozaki family, have a great influence over the region and the public organizations. What's going on here? I thought this would be a poorly written theory, but the pieces fit together one after another. I've never played a jigsaw puzzle as crazy as this.
What a stupid fucking line. What a stupid fucking line.
I love you, Rena.
What a stupid line. I've never played a jigsaw puzzle as crazy as this. Fuck off. It's because they're pieces of cardboard, man. I hate Rita.
I felt my brain swirling due to this absurd theory. A part of me thought this was ridiculous, and another part of me thought I might be about to expose an unbelievable truth. When I tried to look into the center of it, I felt as if I was going to fall into the whirlpool and drown. I'll have to devote myself to reading more seriously. There must be some truth to this. It caused misfortune and made my life miserable after I moved to Higurashi. I might be able to find the truth, including the cause of my parents' divorce and my desperate behavior. Right then, I heard a knock on the door all of a sudden, scaring me. I hid the scrapbooks under a cushion.
Oh shit, yeehaw, I forgot I was in this fucking game. Raina, you have a phone call.
A phone call? This late? Who is it?
It's from a bookstore. Did you order some books?
I moved east with that southern.
They said they were Oishi-san from the Okinomiya bookstore.
Oh ho.
Oishi. You mean the same thing that happened to Keiichi and Onikakushi?
What?
I forgot
No
the
way!
name. I forgot the name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, god damn it. I have to pay attention.
He has to be the guy.
I'm actually like so immersed. Gamer, I opened the window, but all they let in was the heat and the cries of the cicadas. It's too hot. It is, really.
What? You sure your eyes are okay?
It really is. It was break time between classes, but we couldn't really get any rest. You sure we couldn't get really any rest? Mion and I leaned on our desks, exhausted by the heat. The younger kids sure are tough, considering how the heat wasn't bothering them at all. They were running around the classroom despite the temperature. Do schools in the cities have air conditioning in their classrooms? No, they don't. Only the teacher's office gets to have air conditioning. Wow, that's better than nothing. If I were a student at a school like that, I'd attack the teachers and take over their office. You'd be the first student ever to do that. I didn't even have the energy to laugh. Mion and I stopped talking and used our notebooks to fan ourselves. I looked at the empty seat nearby. It was Rena's. Rena didn't come to school today. She called and told Chie-sensei she couldn't come because she's sick. Every time I read Chie's name now, I just hear... Rina seems to be feeling down these days. Yeah, she probably got tired from the heat. Do you really think that's the reason? Oh, this is definitely flipped. No way Keiichi's that smart. Yeah, why? I think it's the incident. Maybe. It's probably both that and the summer heat. I can't even imagine how distressing it was for her to commit a murder, dismember the bodies, and then get caught by her friends.
I think it was the right way around.
Mion's just dumb.
Yeah.
We took each other's hands at that place, and we united. All of us believed that we had closed the case there and had regained our peace. But was that as easy for Rena as it was for us? She must not have quite recovered yet.
Oh, this old man thought she'd get over it if she played along with us. But I guess her pain ran deeper than I thought.
What should we do to cheer her up?
It's best just to leave her alone, I think.
Hey, are you sure about that? We're her friends, you know.
Well, it's like homesickness, you know. You get lonely and you want to call home just to hear your mom's voice. But that actually makes your homesickness worse. When you're feeling lonely, the best thing to do is to devote yourself to sports or something like that for a change.
You know, that's a little on the nose for you, Kishi. That's a little across. That's a little across the bridge right there, my friend.
He's being very clear with what's going on here.
Just a little across the bow, as they would say. I want her to do club activities with us, but she doesn't want to.
I don't know about her, but people usually have a desire to depend on somebody. You want to depend on somebody who supports you and sympathizes with you. Haven't you ever experienced that feeling, you lonely fuck? When you can't stop depending on somebody when they try to cheer you up?
Well, I don't know.
Completely depending on someone means trying to earn even deeper sympathy from them. At that point, even though you're trying to comfort them, they just slip further and further into depression. By finding initial success through relying on someone and receiving comfort, they grow addicted to indulging in misfortune. I think Rena knows that too. That's why she wants to be alone right now. If she wanted to depend on us or get comfort from us, all she'd have to do is stay with us and cry all the time.
So how can we cheer her up?
I think she'd appreciate it more if you tried to help her forget her pain than if you tried to cheer her up.
Don't comfort her and don't cheer her up. There's nothing I can do, is there?
That's a golden rule for psychologists, did you know? Mental trauma can only be healed by the person who has it.
Fucking manga gamer.
If someone else helps a person out of their mental trauma, even if they succeeded, that person wouldn't be completely healed. So all we can do now is wait until Rena heals on her own.
I'm sorry, you don't think that was Ryukishi's initial vision? BB healed? There's gonna be a reference to that line in Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2?
Yeah. He's gonna make two of them. He's gonna make this one, he's gonna make another one.
Silent Hill F2?
Yeah. And like at the very beginning of the game, the main character's name's gonna be Todd Animason. And Todd is gonna go, wow, we must be, and then wink at the camera, and then say, in Silent Hill.
You're really cracking yourself up on that one, man.
I like that one.
Wow.
Wow.
See, I like jokes that I just think of the pure absurdity to reach the point of where the joke is.
Uh-huh.
Ryukishi watches this series.
Someday.
He's gonna. I'm telling you.
By the time
he's
this
going
episode
to.
is out, Ryukishi will have watched them all.
Ryukishi, can you comment what you think about my Mion voice on this episode? And, like, give me suggestions to change it, except by the time you do, we'll be in Umineko by then.
True.
I understand the
I understand the idea, but I just don't like how cold it sounds. I clasped my hands behind the back of my head, looking at the ceiling. Mion laughed.
Rena will be fine as long as she has someone like you to worry about her. I'm sure she can pull herself together.
So, All I need to do is be close to her? I don't know about that. Fucking...
Oh, fuck, it's Rika.
Rika's in this game.
Hello. There's something... Keiji, there is something you can do, Keiji.
Rika-chan spoke up. I wonder how long she's been listening to our conversation. What is it?
You can listen to her when she wants to talk to somebody.
Is that all? I just listen, and I don't need to make her feel better?
Snoot game.
There ain't no shot we had the same thought at the same fucking time, bro.
Oh my god. The singularity is happening.
Hurry up and break your wrist too, bro.
I gotta start playing.
Let me throw my shoulder out.
Let me go find a fucking adult archery club so I can go break my wrist doing that.
I need to start
I was looking for one the other day. I was like, I need to start doing archery again.
Archery's fun as fuck. I need to throw my shoulder out to twin with you. Which one is it, the right or the left?
This one?
Oh, great, the hurt one.
Kei-chan, people feel better just by talking to somebody. Sometimes all they need is someone who does nothing but listen quietly.
Keiji, just like me said, I think it's important for us, as her friends, to be there for her whenever she wants to talk to somebody.
Mion and Rika-chan were absolutely right. I was gonna pat Rina on her shoulder and tell her to cheer up when I saw her next, but... now I know that would have been one-sided on my part. Rina doesn't want to feel down on herself. She wants to cheer up if at all possible. If I cheered her up irresponsibly, she'd be very disappointed because she'd think that I didn't understand her pain. You're right. I guess I wasn't even trying to understand how she felt. I wanted to cheer her up, but I know that's just what I want to do, not what she wants me to do. Thanks, you two. I think I finally understand. On that day, I thought I cheered her up, but I started to doubt if I had reached her heart. I might have just been dragging her someplace where I wanted her to go. I wasn't on her side in the real sense of the term. All of a sudden, Rika-chan patted my head.
Don't worry. We all know that you're on her side.
What? What? Did I say something out loud again? Snoot game? He's got the anon mumble, dude.
It did reach her heart. Kei-chan, you really did give her great strength on that day. Well, now that I think about it, what you said on that day was more than a little theatrical.
We heard footsteps from the hallway, and everybody started to head back to their desks. Every time, dude. He's ruined this character for me. He has ruined Chie for me, dude. I don't even remember what's her alt. Oh, ew! Ew! Ew.
He's playing with scissors now.
Shut up. You weren't supposed to comment on that. I only have one hand. I'm bored. Oh,
Don't
it's
you
me, Chie.
Like,
Anything else?
yeah.
Hi, it's me, Chie. Oh my goodness, it's Chie. There we go. Take your seats, everyone. President, if you would.
All rise.
I hate Mion.
Do you think it's supposed to do that?
What?
The bell? The bing bing bing. Play twice and stop.
No, not at all. Well, actually, oh, you're talking how it goes like ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling?
No. When it interrupts itself.
Oh, no. He overlaid the sounds and didn't realize. We didn't have a club meeting that day because Rena wasn't around. That worked out for me. Because I had an errand to run. It wasn't a big errand. My mom wanted me to use her point card to get some detergent. What? I didn't see the point of going all the way to the store just to get some detergent. But my mom told me to go because she's busy helping my dad with his work.
What?
Monka, dude.
Yeah?
You telling me Keiichi's mom, does
Butts?
sexy... I was gonna say sexy pinup shots, but yeah, that's about the same thing.
Who do you think his dad uses as a model?
True. I mean, she sent him out to buy detergent, for Christ's sake. They sent him on like the dinner run. Yeah, oh, we gotta do some work. Why don't you go to the store? Get out of here. I started walking towards the shopping center. I noticed someone was watching me, hiding behind a distant tree. I wondered who would do such a mischievous thing. I stared at them to find out who it was, at which point they emerged. Oh, Rena. Of course it's Rena, dude. Are you feeling better now? I was about to say that, but I swallowed the words. Somehow, Rena looked very serious. What's going on?
Shh.
Rena put her index finger to her lips. What? Rena put her index finger to her lips, told me to be quiet, looked around carefully, and beckoned for me to come over. I had no idea what was going on, but I followed her instructions, shut my mouth, and ran to her. Rena gestured for me to squat down to hide in the shadow of the bush. I didn't know why I had to do that, but I could ask her the question later. I just followed her orders for now. Rena looked like she was making sure no one was following her. If it was Mion, she'd do something like this just to fool me, as a joke, but I know Rena doesn't do things like this for fun. I had no idea what kind of situation I had gotten myself into, but I could feel how tense it was, and I made myself as small as I could.
Good. It's okay now. I'm sorry.
The tone of her voice made me relax a little. Ew. What's going on?
I think someone has been following me.
What's happening? She's just getting Keiichi'd, man. What? Who would follow her? When I thought about it, I realized how stupid the question was. Is it the police? Rina Mamiya. Rina Mamiya. And Tepe Hojo. Two people disappeared. Even though they were awful human beings, the police had to investigate if they found out that they'd gone missing. It probably wouldn't be difficult to find out that Rina had often been to Rina's house. But it should be okay. As long as they don't find those bags, it should be okay.
I don't know if it's the police or not, but I feel like someone has been watching me since the night of Higurashi.
What do you mean? Once I asked that question, Rina stared at me with a blank expression.
Directly at you.
Alright, close enough. Her eyes looked as though they were evaluating me. She stared at me as if she was assessing whether I was worth talking to about something very important. Rina squeezed her own wrist tightly, then started talking in a whisper.
I can tell you what's going on, but can you keep it a secret?
Yeah, of course I can. If you want me to keep it a secret, I won't tell anybody.
Okay, I trust you.
Your first mistake. She smiled and looked around one more time.
They might be looking for Mio-san's scrapbooks.
Mio-san? Oh, the nurse, Takano-san. What about her scrapbooks?
The police are keeping the investigation under wraps, so I'm sure you don't know. Mio Takano-san was murdered.
What? What? When? She told me to be quiet again. I lowered my voice and let her continue.
On the night of the Higurashi, we met Mio-san and Tomitake-san, didn't we?
Flash?
There you go.
I'm on delay.
They were attacked right after that. Tomitake-san was cursed by Oshiro-sama.
Flash.
He clawed out his... You fucking asshole. He clawed out his throat and died. Mio-san was burned to death in the mountains of the Gifu Prefecture.
Is that true? I mean, nobody told me about that.
I know. That's because the police haven't disclosed their investigation. These cases make the 5th of the series of mysterious deaths, so the police have decided not to go public yet.
I see. I understand why the police are keeping quiet about it, but then where did you hear this?
Can you keep it a secret? I've been in contact with Oishi-san. He's a detective from the Okinomiya Police Department. He told me about the case.
Why did he tell you?
I don't know. He said he told me because he could trust me.
I was dumbfounded to hear all of this, but I knew she wasn't lying. If it was Mion, she'd be sticking her tongue out by now, but Rena wouldn't make a joke out of something like this.
I think the reason why Mio-san was murdered is because of her research. Do you know she was doing ethnological research by studying the history of this village?
I've heard something along those lines. Takano-san was interested in the occult and mysterious things. I remember Mion once told me that she was studying the village's legends of man-eating demons out of curiosity.
I think she discovered a very important secret about this village through her studies. Or maybe she wasn't even close to the truth, but they thought she was.
Wait a second. What's the secret of this village you're talking about?
I just read a few of her scrapbooks, but those were the ones that she was handling with extra caution, so I think there are pretty important things written in them. I think I know about 80% of what Mio-san's trying to uncover, but if it's true, it's almost too crazy to believe. Right now I'm trying to find out whether Mio-san's theory is right or not.
So what is it? What is the secret of this village? What could be so important that you might be killed just by knowing about it? I gasped the moment those words left my mouth. If Rena told me, I might get killed too.
I don't want to tell you yet, but I promise I will once I verify things. Because it's really crazy. Too crazy to be true.
What do you mean you have to verify things?
For example, I myself serve as verification that the maggot disease can occur without any background knowledge, but there are a lot of things I still need to verify. They sound too crazy to be true, and I can hardly believe them if I don't verify that they are.
Maggots? I was totally lost now and wanted to ask her some questions, but I decided not to cut in. It was so hot outside. But Rena held her arms as if she was cold. Rena, I'm always on your side. You can trust me.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
From her expression alone, I could tell that she really meant it. I could also tell that she was involved in something very big, and that she felt lonely because she couldn't tell anybody else about it. I had to be on her side while she was going through a difficult time.
You shouldn't tell anybody that you met me here today. They might get hurt they might try to hurt you if they find out.
Yeah, they might get hurt. Keiichi throws out some meaty fists, dude. Okay. Isn't there anything I could do to help?
Not right now, but it's very reassuring that I can ask you for help when I need it. I'll depend on you someday.
Yeah. Anytime.
Shh. The car's coming.
Rena pushed my head into the bush. I went along with it and crouched down even lower in the bushes. We stayed quiet for a while. I could hear a car coming closer, and after a while a white van passed by. I was surprised at her hearing. She heard the car coming when it was still far off in the distance.
Did you see its license plate number?
A white van.
A white van.
Chasing after somebody who feels like they're being followed. Very interesting. Interesting. What? No, I'm sorry. I didn't.
I couldn't either, but I think it's the same car I saw earlier.
Are they the ones following you?
I think so. It passed by me many times today on the street where nobody usually drives. I hid every time, but it's strange.
Are they the ones? Are they the ones who killed Takano-san and Tomatake Flash? Are they looking for the scrapbooks you have?
Most likely, yes.
I don't blame her for not being able to believe what's going on, because this really is crazy. Takano-san uncovered something really significant through her studies. The people who want that information hidden found out about it, and they killed her on the night of the Watanagashi, copying the curse of Oyashiro-sama. They're looking for the scrapbooks, the fruit of her research, and Rena has them. That's why they're trying to kill Rena? I could fuck up a cookie dough blizzard right now.
I figured it was some food shit after you said I could fuck up, but yeah,
Was he expecting the Dairy Queen blizzard?
I was not.
I gotta keep you on your toes, Tyler. What about your house?
See us next time when we got our cookie dough blizzards.
You dead ass want to go after the chapter? There's a Dairy Queen closest to here, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
It's safe there. I hid the scrapbooks. Did you read the first line?
Yeah, I did.
It's safe there. I hid the scrapbooks in my secret hideout at the garbage dump. I'm worried about my father, but he'll be fine because he really doesn't know anything.
I mean, Jesus, he barely knows anything normally.
Uh-huh. It's written on your face, Cage Coon. It says I can't believe it because it sounds too crazy to be true. Am I right?
I wanted to deny it, but I felt bad to lie. I remained silent in the affirmative.
Well, that's a normal reaction. I couldn't believe any of it when I read the first scrapbook. I finally started seeing the connections after reading all of them.
I'm sorry. I do want to help you, but I just don't know how. If I don't see the whole picture of what's going on.
If I tell you, it might put you in danger.
You're already in danger, right? I don't mind. Don't worry about me.
Okay, I'll tell you then. It's probably the three families who killed Mio-san and Taumatake-san. To be more specific, it's the Sonozaki family, Michan's family.
That's not canon.
Not canon.
Not canon. She is wrong, by the way. Why?
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh.
Did I just go into an aquarium?
Forgot about this music. Oh.
This is aquarium music.
A little bit. This is a this this is entirely incorrect, but this is the Chainsaw Man Aquarium scene music. When she's going off about seeing enemies. That fits perfectly.
I mean, you know the dynamic is Ren is talking about sea anemones and Keiichi wants to go see the penguins.
At this current moment, yeah.
Yeah. He let me hit because I'm autistic.
You know about the series of mysterious deaths, right?
Of course. The traitors of the dam conflict die every year, right?
The series of mysterious deaths is like a resolution of the dam conflict. They're trying to end the dam conflict in the true sense of the term by erasing people who betray the village.
It does look like that in a way. Nobody really says it out loud, but everyone is suspicious that the Sonozaki family is behind it. That's what I've heard.
But if they really wanted to erase the traitors, they wouldn't have to do it on the night of Tanagashi. Why don't they kill them all at once instead of killing them one by one, using the curse and demoning them away every year? Did I read that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
I feel like I'm playing Freddy Fish. You ever played that? It's an old CD game.
Yes, I played Freddy Fish.
I
Oh my
love
God.
Freddy Fish.
And Putt Putt.
Yeah! I've never heard the words demoning away before. Editing Tyler, can you put a overlay of Freddy Fish and the stupid green fish that's with him as well in the Putt Putt cart when we talk about that?
Yeah, Freddy Fish is the yellow one, right?
Yeah, Freddy's the yellow one. I don't know what the green one's name is. I've never heard the words demoning away before, but Rena clearly thought they had some kind of creepy, significant meaning, so I decided not to cut in.
That means they're using the series of mysterious deaths in order to resurrect the sacredness of the Tanagashi festival. Step by step, they're reviving the sacred nature of Onikafuchi that was lost in the Meiji era. The goal is to revive the level of belief in Oyashiro-sama that used to exist in primitive times.
Belief in Oyashiro-sama. Are you talking about the Furude Shrine?
Yes. Do you think people revere the Furude Shrine now? Elder people respect the shrine, but that's it. Kids think of it as a place to play, and most of the villagers think of it as a place to gather for local events. Its sacredness has been lost, but with the dam conflict, it started to revive, and they took it as a good opportunity to bring back the cult of Oyashiro-sama.
So, you're saying that some fanatical Oyashiro-sama worshippers are behind all of this?
That's what I'm saying. The cult of Oyashiro-sama was managed by the three families to begin with. And the three families passed down their ultimate goal of reviving the cult of Oyashiro-sama down to... The three families passed down their ultimate goal of reviving the cult of Oyashiro-sama down to the present generation. When you think about it, you understand why the three families took the initiative in uniting the villagers during the dam conflict, and why they set up the Onikafuchi Guardian's office in the Furude Shrine. Fuck.
Oh, I griefed. That was me.
Where were we? Where is
Shrine. Second line from the bottom.
Side note, Oyashiro-sama, who was almost forgotten at the time.
So, the three families. I mean, the fanatical Oyashiro-sama worshippers orchestrated the series of mysterious deaths of Hinamizawa. But wait, why would they kill Takano-san?
Because she discovered the important secret of the village, and the three families have been hiding it since the era of Onikafuchi. If that secret is revealed, the sacredness of Oyashiro-sama will be lost. They found out that Mio-san was getting close to the secret, and that's why they killed her.
What is this important secret? I don't care if I put myself in danger. I need to know.
I need to know, damn it. I don't want to tell you yet. I don't want to tell you until I'm 100% sure about it. I'm pretty sure that right now you just laugh.
Hey, do you think I'm that kind of guy? Says that kind of guy.
I just need a little more time. I can't accept the truth myself because it sounds so impossible. So I need some time. Please.
I understand.
Don't tell anybody about what we talked about today. Not even me-chan, Rika-chan, or Sadako-chan.
Okay.
Well, you should go now. I'll take a look around for a while before I go home. I can't be too careful anymore.
Rena ducked low in the bushes and moved away. I was left there, alone. The cries of the cicadas surrounded around me, making it seem as if I was alone there the whole time. I started walking, still dumbfounded. In the end, Rena didn't tell me the secret because she was afraid of putting me in danger. But she told me clearly that there are people who want to resurrect the cult of Oyashiro-sama. I can't believe my Onikakushi theory is right. I'm so based.
Yeah?
I solved Higurashi.
Immediately. He solved it the first time. I just gaslit him.
That's you. That's on brand. And that they're among the three families that can control the entire village. They orchestrated the series of mysterious deaths for that purpose, and they killed Takano-san because she got too close to the secret they wanted to hide. Rina met Takano-san and happened to obtain the scrapbooks in which Takano-san wrote about her research. Rina still can't believe the secret written in the scrapbooks because it's just too crazy. Hey, come on, Rina. You're kidding me, right? It's like one of those comic book stories. A mysterious occult group is plotting a conspiracy? I mean, it's not funny, even if it is a joke. But Rina is right about one thing. Even if this is true, it's really hard to believe. I understand why Rina wanted to wait to tell me the secret. Maybe she was just fooled by Takano-san. But Takano-san was murdered for real. So is it also true that somebody is following Rina, looking for the scrapbooks? I remembered Rina said that a white van was following her. You can see white vans anywhere. I bet there are a lot in this village alone. She might just be oversensitive to everything right now. Rina hasn't recovered from the shock since that day. That's probably why she got the idea into her head that the police or someone else is coming after her. I didn't cut in while she was talking. I think I did the right thing. If I had said that it was ridiculous or something to her face, Rina wouldn't have trusted me ever again.
I like, you know, on like those old coloring books you get where they have the numbers written in the blocks and like the color that you should color them in.
Color by numbers.
I like these 3 clouds that all look like little like splotches that have numbers in them to color in.
At that point, however, I gasped. A white van was parked on the side of the street. I wasn't sure if this was the same car that passed by earlier since I didn't see the plate number. But the number of people in the car and the ambience of it was similar to the one earlier. And there's one other thing that looks suspicious about it. There was no reason to park here. It was on a small road in the middle of the woods. There's nothing around here. No traffic lights, no vending machines, and no public phones. I probably wouldn't notice it under ordinary circumstances, but I felt something was wrong. And once I noticed how odd it was definitely suspicious. There were 4 men in work uniforms in the white van. The driver was smoking a cigarette, but the other men were just sitting there doing nothing. If they wanted to take a break or have a smoke, they could have chosen a better place than here. It was possible that they stopped because they had to go to the bathroom really badly, but it didn't seem that way either. They didn't look as comfortable or relaxed like they would if they were taking a break. They looked like they were waiting for something to happen. There was a deep tension in that car. Could they possibly be waiting for Rina? No way. I didn't see anybody walking around here. The road is a back road. Nobody really uses this road, let alone by car. But it's impossible. I felt bad for Rina to even think about it, but this must be something that she got into her head, because she's feeling victimized by something.
Or something.
She must be imagining things because she's still nervous from when her friends caught her in the act of killing Rina and Tepe.
Hey, young man. Yeah?
I'm incredibly threatened right now. I heard someone say something when I passed by the van.
Say that.
He couldn't mean me. He didn't even know who I was, so I assumed he was talking to one of the other people in the car. I pretended I didn't hear him and I kept walking by, and then he said it again, and honked the horn as well.
Hey, young man, excuse me. Are you on your way home from school?
He had a strong accent, similar to that of the older villagers. He must live here, but I didn't know him. I could tell he didn't know me either, because he didn't call me by name. Yes, I am.
You've been walking on this road all the way back from school, right? You turn the corner where their stationery store is, right?
Yeah. So? They were probably lost, I thought. This village has many small turns, and you can easily get lost when you try to take a shortcut. So they must have been waiting for someone to ask for directions. But then he said something disturbing.
Young man, you didn't see a girl on the way here.
Huh? What?
A girl with a white hat and white clothes, with a purple ribbon on it. Did you see her?
They were definitely talking about Rena. No! I didn't. I wasn't ready to hear them ask that. Rather, I was scared. That's why my voice got all shaky. Up until that point, I couldn't believe Rena's story. I thought it was ridiculous. I actually laughed, if only to myself. That's why I wasn't ready at all. My heart was beating fast and I was sweating all over. I immediately answered no I didn't, but it might have sounded like an obvious lie. The driver stared into my eyes. He looked like if he was trying to figure out if I was lying or not, and my legs started to shake. I felt like a frog under the glare of a snake, and I couldn't move a muscle for a while. But I think the same went for those men too. They were clearly a suspicious group that had just asked a villager about a girl out of the blue. Anybody would get suspicious, and I was right. The man broke the ice and started making excuses before I even asked him why he wanted to know about the girl.
Well, I was asking for no particular reason. We just passed by a girl earlier, but you're a boy, so we were just wondering.
What a fumble. Not even by Keiichi, but by this driver, dude.
Motherfucker actually hit him with the haha unless? Okay.
Please, forget it. Sorry for the trouble, young man. We're off.
The man started the engine and drove away. After they left, I saw nothing. That's right, nothing. There was no reason why they had to park here. So, were they really waiting for Rena?
That timing on the music.
I can't believe she's getting Keiichi'd, man.
Lunch takeout list 2. The mystery machine.
Yeah. Ryukishi would like Scooby-Doo.
That's so funny.
Ryukishi definitely watches Scooby-Doo. I think canonically he based Keiichi off of Shaggy.
Like zoinks, man.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
the mouse I'll hit into.
Furthermore, it's important that we closely monitor her father. Since he has also suffered mental shock from the divorce and has played with the fucking scissors and hit the goddamn enter button.
Fuck, I broke it again. I griefed. I'm sorry. I griefed.
Since he has also suffered mental shock from the divorce and has been trying hard to take care of the patient, there's a strong possibility that he may develop an induced delusional disorder. As the first step of mental care, one should listen to the patient's story carefully without denying it. That's the most basic of basics. However, when the patient and the listener are related, it's easy for the listener to become deeply influenced by the patient's delusions. Additionally, delusional parasitosis is widely known to make people highly impressionable, and the influence sometimes can spread throughout a whole community.
I'm sorry, it's unrelated. I just noticed I have 3 mouse pads on my desk.
Yeah? You did... You're the one that's been You didn't... Yeah.
I was just thinking about how I'm now the shittier version of the 3 monitors guy. I don't even have 3 mice. I only have 1. I'm sorry. It hit me.
Therefore, even if several people claim to acquire a parasitic infection, it doesn't necessarily prove the existence of a parasite. Some of the phone calls to the healthcare centers for the extermination of pests are nothing but a mass delusion.
Lol.
Since the subject matter, there it is. Since the subject matter of the delusion in this case is extremely rabid, The patients might harm or even kill each other in abnormal ways, believing this to be the treatment of the disease. They may also give up hope and commit suicide together, in the worst case. This influential delusional disorder, otherwise known as shared psychotic disorder, shows a particularly strong possibility of influencing close companions. Anyone who is going to contact the patients must be made to understand that the patients are under medical treatment, and must be warned not to be influenced by the patient's delusions. Individuals who are likely to be easily influenced are the patient's family members, people who deeply care about the patients, such as boyfriends or girlfriends. That was a visual joke.
Why are you like this, man? It was the end of the tip to fuck you. Oh, we've been doing this for too long. We've been doing this for so long. Get me away from the music box.
He doesn't like the music box version. What's wrong with him?
Sorry.
You're just crazy.
It's too upbeat. I want to be like tense and in the moment.
Well, whatever,
Because it's like,
buddy.
and this sounds like I'm getting stalked. Okay, but like, what if when the government shows up after Tsumihoroboshi, they're worried about the parasites?
Yeah. What about it?
You think the gas like kills the parasites in their body? If you remember, I'm still under the it's canonical bugs.
Canonical bugs.
Yeah.
I
said I was gonna double
The tip
down.
was just about. I like how it was called. You're gonna have to deal with this. It was lunch takeout list too.
Because the last one was written on the back of a fucking lunch takeout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the bugs are canonical.
Like, we're just talking about like delusional parasitosis and how contagious it is.
Fuck them. The bugs are canonical.
Fuck the doctors. I know better.
There are aliens in my blood. You cannot tell me otherwise.
All right.
Oh, it's heating up. This chapter's really good. I'm so invested.
Oh yeah.
Ah!